What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vane. So we're gonna check out some Vane videos here. We're gonna play some here. Let's see. Let's start with let's turn that on. Turn off respawn. No permadeath. Nope. Just gonna have standard. I'm gonna turn up the headshot damage up to 3.5. We're gonna start on the first spring. It's to players only, so I'm gonna turn that off. It actually doesn't really matter. I'll just leave it on because it's not gonna be just me. I'm gonna set the power failure up to 3 months and the water failure up to 2 months. Way we can get a little bit more time to do things. Yes, I want to keep my items if I die. I'm going to leave the built destructor decay on because we need utility cabinets anyway to make sure zombies can't spawn in our base. So we have to have them anyway. I'm going to turn the max wire distance up a lot. That just allows us to hook things further away like water and stuff and power if we need it. No headshots only. Um, I'm going to leave the spawn counts and stuff normal. I'm going to turn the damage that they do down to 7.7 though. I'm going to turn the speed zombies down to 0.7. %of zombies are walkers is fine. Do we... I don't really like horde stuff most of the time, but I'll leave it on for right now. We'll leave on climbing. No zombie on divide and low chance. Okay. Alright, so we're going to just start off with that. They've been a lot of updates since we last played. We last played like right around when the early access came out. It's been a lot of updates. There's a whole new section of the map and everything. So we're going to start as female. Nadia. Yeah, I remember the hair being pretty bad. The hair is pretty bad. They're working on it. I know that much. So, the way this works is you really want to pick skills that you think don't raise as quickly. So something like crafting, you don't need to pick here. Whatever you pick here gets plus 25 to the skill. You don't need to pick crafting because crafting is one of the easiest skills in the whole game to raise. Pretty much everything you do will raise crafting, and it raises quickly. So unless you really, really want to start with something in crafting, you can just ignore it. A good thing to do is lock picking. The reason why lock picking is it's kind of tedious to raise. Basically, how you raise it is you can go to a door and lock it from the outside, run around, lock it from the inside, run around to the outside and pick the lock, and repeat this. It does have a cooldown. Nowadays, it used to not have a cooldown, so you could just raise your skill really quickly. But now it has a little bit of a cooldown. But if you have like 6 doors you need to unlock, it still is pretty easy. That's enough to offset the cooldown, really. So, but it's still good to choose lock picking. Another couple of things is driving is not needed because every time you drive, you raise your skill. And it doesn't really have anything special to it. It increases your handleability of cars, and I think it decreases the wear a little bit, but it's not really needed. Electrical is decent. It affects your hot wiring ability for vehicles, but you don't really need it. Electrical is going to come in really heavy play once they release the portion of the game that they want to release, that they've talked about a lot, is hooking up the whole map to power, if you wish to, by going to a power plant, clearing it out, and, hooking everything back up, and same with the water. But so until then, while electrical is nice, it's not really, really needed early on. Scavenging, though, is really good. It affects the quality of loot you get when you search for things, so scavenging is always really good to buff up. And then I personally would tell you to choose between strength and vitality as your last ones. Strength is your lifting capacity, your melee damage, and your knockback chance, so will really help you out if you use melee. And in this game, like Project Zomboid, you want to use melee more than any kind of gun or anything, because guns draw crowds. And especially if you have like hordes on, you can really draw hordes with the guns as well. Or vitality. Vitality buffs up, as you see, your resistance to injury, but it also, when you choose perks, it allows you to get more max HP and stuff like that. The thing of it is, though, is strength can be raised a lot easier than vitality can be raised, because vitality, you have to get hurt to be raised, and you don't want to get hurt in these games like this. And strength, you just have to use melee, Strength, you can raise really easy by using melee, but also if you find an axe, chopping down trees will raise your strength significantly. So I personally am going to choose vitality as my 3. So we're going to take scavenging, lockpicking, and vitality. Professions. Some are a lot better than others. One of the best ones is actually an athlete, because you start with a baseball bat, and if you get 10 nails and get a crafting table, you can make a spiked baseball bat, and you basically have the almost best melee weapon in the game. There's one better, but you have to craft it. Fire axe is also comparable to the spiked baseball axe. Speaking of, one of the other ones is conspiracy theorist. This will give us another 25 to scavenging, so even higher loot chance. We might go with this. Gives you a bunch of decent clothes and everything. It starts you with a pipe weapon, which isn't good as a baseball bat, but it's decent. It also does start you with 12 canned tomatoes, so you start with food. You do have a beer bottle. You can either drink the beer or you can empty it and use it as a water bottle. Construction, dismantling, crafting. You get a bunch of tools and stuff with it as well. It's not bad. Courier is not really, unless you want to use the parcel mechanic to roll uh, the gotcha. Basically, gotcha, parcels are gotchas in this game, basically. You don't have to purchase anything. They're just, if you open one up, it's no telling what you get. You get random crap. Doctor is not usable, not really useful unless you playing multiplayer. The way the healing works in this game. You can start with as electrician to start with 20 electrical. You also start with a soldering iron, which is pretty needed in the late game to make the high tier like solar panels and stuff like that, but you can ignore it. Firefighter is one of the other really good ones because you start with the fire axe, you start with a couple of firefighter gear, which is more protection than normal. Janitor's okay because you start with 8 vitality. You start with bad weapons though, in a mop and a wet floor sign. This is if you want a little bit more stuff. You do start with, yeah, it's some dismantling, some scavenging. Sociability is not useful at all in the game right now until they get traders and bandits and stuff in. Labor does give you plus 25 strength, but and you do get a mini sledge, so it's okay. It's not as good as something like the firefighter or the athlete. Park ranger is actually really good with 5 vitality, 5 survivalism, 10 scavenging, and you start with a wooden spear, so it's decent. You start with some charcoal taps so you can purify some water for some reason. Yeah, you get 3 apples. Anything like the police officer or the veteran, the police officer is not really good because you actually don't even start with a gun at all. You start with a police baton, which is worse than actually a pipe. But you do start with police clothes, but you don't start with any of the police armor. So, yeah. Politician starts with sociability, useless. Religious leader, same thing. Sociability trading, nothing. Can't do anything with these yet. But you might want to start with something like a salesperson, even if the traits are bad, because you do start with stuff like $500, and there are vending machines in the game that you can buy food and drinks from and stuff like that early on while power is still around. Teacher is actually really good in the 5 vitality because you also start with a baseball bat and some books and stuff and a pizza slice for food. So teacher is actually pretty decent. Thief is one of the best starters you can get because of the lock picking. Plus, you start with the schematic for the lockpick, so you can make your own lockpicks when you get it available. You also start with some extra money, a couple of parcels, a first aid kit, a crowbar, which is a decent weapon. So thief is also one of those that are really good. And then, as I said, veteran is not really good. Unemployed, not really good because you only start with like a keyboard. Unprepared, you start with nothing. That's a challenge run. I think I'm going to start with the conspiracy theorist. We don't start with really great great stuff, but we do start with food. We do start with a bottle to have water. The Zombrin is fake. Just get rid of it. It doesn't actually do anything. We start with a cell phone, but we also start with a map. A pipe is a decent enough weapon. Not as good as a baseball bat, of course, but it's a decent enough weapon. So we're going to start with this. So we get plus 25 to our scavenging, which allows us to get higher tier items. And this is uniqueness. These are demerits, basically, that you can turn on if you wish to. So vegetarian, you can only eat veg. Vegans, peanut allergies, lactose intolerant, diabetic, all that stuff. One of the most normal ones is a nomad. You start with on the outskirts of your starting area that you choose. It's not that bad. That's all it does. But like there's some nearsightedness. You're pale, and so you need to go get some sunscreen and stuff. But I'm not going to start with any of this. I'm just going to start with normal. And so, let me bring up map game real quick. Find one real quick. Hmm. This map has not been updated yet. That's really weird. Yeah, they haven't updated this map. You figured they would since it's a big website. Let me try this one. Yeah, there's Rainbow Lake right there. This map really hasn't been updated. Yeah, they haven't updated this map yet. Wow. As far as I remember, this was the map to go to, so they haven't even updated to the newest map yet. I wonder why. This still has Lion Mountain as the farthest west you can be. When the map goes a lot farther west now. Well, basically southwest. Interesting. Let me add this so y'all can see here. There you go. So this is the map of Vane right now as it stands in the newest update. We have Dannemora up in the top right. We got Lion Mountain over here. We got Sarnak. We got Redford. The new stuff is down here, the Loon Lake and the Rainbow Lake area. This whole section right here is the newest updates, new stuff. Um, so it's the Franklin County, New York area is the new map area. So we're going to start over here. All right. So yeah, Franklin County is the newest starting location. It says located on the west side of Champlain Valley region, very rural and sparsely populated. This is good location for those looking for a quiet or off the grid lifestyle. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, we started up here, up near the lake, right off the lake. Okay, cool. I'm surprised we started at 6 p.m. Okay, we do have a pipe on the quick one. Wherever Bracella deal, which has hardly any battery. So let me see real quick. Where's my cell phone? I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to empty out the beer bottle so we can fill it with water. The claw hammer is great, and some scissors. So we'll grab this for basic pliers, and we'll grab a bottle of whiskey. Okay, detergent is okay. A compression bandage, elastic bandage, a screwdriver, and a lighter. Okay, that was great. Another bandage. We don't need another pliers yet. We're gonna pretty much stay in this house probably for a while. So we're gonna turn down all the stuff. We'll turn the lights on. Another lighter in case we need it. There we go. A school backpack. So now we have more weight capacity. Don't need another claw hammer. Seeds are good. The best, see, if I remember correctly, last I remember the best. Okay, so we can't get into that door. We can get into the bathroom. The best food was actually, if I remember correctly, it was pumpkins, grilled pumpkins. I wonder if that's still the same. It was like 60 satiety or something like that. You know what? I'm going to take that because I can turn that into a bandage if I need to. Trauma bandage. Okay, so we got some latex gloves. Let's wear those. That allows us to hotwire vehicles without hurting ourselves. Just gonna mainly go around. Looks like we have a basement. Close these blinds. Might be able to sleep on this. I can't remember if I can sleep on that or not. We need wood scrap for that. Okay, there's a cast iron pan, so we can use that for cooking. Not gonna worry about looting that stuff yet. Basic stapler. Needs mechanical 40 to use. And another cast iron pan. Okay. We also have a fireplace if we need to. And we do have lighters. Heavy cutting for that. The chairs. Unfortunately, need heavy tools for the chairs. Looks like I need heavy tools for pretty much everything. So let's go down to the basement and see if we can find a heavy cutting tool or something. Well, that's good. We can equip that. That'll give us better temperature readings. Well, I know that would give me it, but that's just a schematic. We got a gas can. There's a dust mask we can wear, actually. That's just the bit. Got a plastic bucket. Okay, no heavy cutting tool. Okay, so that means I need to go outside to see if we have a shed around so I can see if I can get a heavy cutting tool. But it is almost nighttime, if not already nighttime. Might not be able to do that. Is that a hot rod? No, it's a gator thing. Okay. cigarette. Okay, so we had no shed at our place, which is not going to be a good thing. There is a key in this thing. The 43% battery. Everything else is decent. And they gave us some 45s. Okay. So, not the greatest start. Okay, the biggest problem I have is there's no way to access the bed, so we can't get into the bedroom. We don't even know if there's anything up in the bedroom right now, like a zombie or something. We can't take things apart without a heavy cutting tool to get some wood scraps to make a utility cabinet. Got some cheese, some chicken noodle soup. Got a cooking magazine, but we need 30, but that's fine. Do have some cooking oil, so that's good. Means we can make fried meat if we need to instead. We get some meat. And there's a water bottle in here. There's actually a couple. Okay. So real quick. I'm gonna empty both of these. I'm gonna put the beer bottle up. And we're gonna go to the sink. And we're gonna fill container. And we're gonna say fill water bottle. Put the glass cleaner up so I don't do anything with that. I'm gonna put the canned tomatoes and stuff in here. Since it's canned food, it's not gonna go bad. Take the oven dish and put that off into the oven. So if we need to cook anything, we can. Okay. So real quick. It's 3:10 in the morning. Okay. It's a lot later than I thought. Give me 6 hours of sleep. I have no idea why all the lights turned on, but they did. So I'm gonna drink. First, I'll smell it just to make sure. Yeah, I kind of thought so. We don't want to get overhydrated. Now we stop right there. Okay, and we're hungry. We'll eat a bagel. Okay. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that's gone. All right. So we're going to go out. And we're not going to take the vehicle yet. I want to figure out what we have. I did want to look real quick. Okay. So there's only 4% gas in that. Let's go over here next door. We're just using the regular map we have with our cell phone off. I don't want to use our cell phone unless I have to until we get a full battery for it. Right, I forgot about the stats as well. Lock picking. Let's choose muscle memory to get that up faster. Scavenging. We're going to get rare items. And then scavenging again. We'll grab a quicker experience. And then in vitality, I'm just going to take healthy for more health. Buddy in the garage. Icky. We can fill up our deal with it. Or we can use this SUV deal out here. Okay, they're coming up here. Buddy over there as well. Okay. 2 baseball bats, just straight up. That's nice. Use the baseball bats more. Okay, got us a flashlight. Somebody in that room. Butter knife and suit pants. Nothing. Have to lockpick that if we want to use it. I don't know. To me, that looks like be a shop, but I could be wrong. Okay, this would be a runner. Yeah, this is the market. Okay. So this is the food area. Grab that pumpkin. That's a lot of food. Some pork so we can get that and fry it. That's going to be interesting to know. But I do like this little layout here. Okay, we got a magazine, and we got the gun, and we got another baseball bat. Okay, we got 8 shots in each. And these use 45. Yeah, and I have 45. I have 55, 45. Okay. So if we have something really bad happen, like a like a boar or something come and eat our face, we can protect ourselves. controller for a deal, but ladder's not going to be bad. Duct tape. Combination pliers, okay. Already have a flashlight with a better battery. Okay. All right. So this was an interesting one. It's good to come in, get the gun. Got another baseball bat on top as well. So that helped. An interesting thing was there was no, I was really worried there would be an alarm system, but there wasn't. So that was nice to know. Okay, we need to go over there. There's at least a shed right there, which means a lot of tools. Let's check these vehicles real quick. Okay, this one's locked. This one's locked as well. And the truck bed is locked that we can't open it, even though, you know, kinda how can you not see into it? But sure. Games are gonna game. Now, while there's a lot of rotten stuff in trashes, there's also, like seeds and stuff is usually what you find in trashes. It's always good to check it. They're not going to see me. I'm not going to see them. Okay, somebody in there. Okay, they have to be in the building is what I'm hearing. Whiskey, wine, stuff like that is important in that you can, and there's a hacksaw for us. There's our heavy cutting. Nice. Uh, so with the heavy cutting, we can, like, destroy corpses and stuff now. As far as I remember, no tool durability lost yet in the game. Maybe, when you use the tool, but not in the benches and things like that. So, crap. That's a hat. Pipe wrench is heavy pliers. Okay. Don't have that one yet. And this is mainly the reason I came in here is because all these tools are going to be off in here. And I need extra tools for things. Any bench I make will need their own tools and stuff like that. And I'll need tools on myself as well. Just going to take that apart. Need a heavy hammer. Yeah, it's time to start destroying things to get materials. So watering can, there's a soil bag. How much is in the soil bag? It's quality low, so we'll just dismantle it. I'll grab that. Sawhorse, get some planks and some nails. This was the guy we were hearing. I think he's considered inside. Is why we can't interact with him. Okay, that's locked. That might be a water tower. That might be a lot of water off in that. That's good to know. We might need that. Maybe we got somebody who's done a little bit of preparing. Okay, so we don't have a lockpick to get in the door to get him, which is fine. So I wanted to destroy it to see... Yeah, wood scrap. That's what I'm looking for. So with our heavy cutting, we can get some wood scrap easily now. And there's our lockpick. See if we can... I haven't done this in a while. Okay. Yeah. Think. Okay. We'll take a chef set. Yeah, it's a little bit janky. Combat is still not that great. They're working on various things. He had a keyboard. Interesting. I'm going to destroy him. Now, you can clean... It says you can clean blood with a towel, but if you go in and look for cloth scrap, you can clean debris, and that'll clean it. Now, you want to do that because blood, corpses, and stuff draw other zombies to you. But they also count for hordes spawning. If you do a lot of killing, a horde will spawn. Another lighter, a thread. Chicken noodle soup. A large cooking pot. Haven't gotten that one yet. So I'm going to destroy this apron because there's one right here. I don't think I got a sauce pot. I think now, though, I have all the cooking utensils there is in the game. Yeah, I already had a... one of those, an oven dish, and I had the cast iron pan as well. Which, even though it's not in the weapon deal, you can use the cast iron pan as a weapon. Always grab cooking oil. What cooking oil does is when you cook meat, instead of searing it, you can fry it. And frying it it's the exact same satiation for food, but it takes a lot less time than searing it. An insulated flask. There you go. So I'm going to go back in here to the kitchen and fill container. There we go. So an insulated flask holds 26 and the water bottles hold 17. So we can drop these water bottles and just use the insulated flask. It's more than enough water for a long time. I'm going to destroy this junk pile to get a bunch of scrap and stuff as we go. Now, can we finally build the utility cabinet? Yes, we have enough wood scrap for it, but we need more. The reason we need more, a little bit more, is it will give us, we need to put some scrap in it for things. There's some pumpkin seeds. And also I'm going to dismantle this keyboard for plastic scrap this time. Okay. So we're heading back home. It's getting late. Noticed us, so we're just going to take care of you. I don't know what happened there, but... Okay. Get rid of this stuff. Make sure we stay good there. Okay, we may want to come back and loot this one tomorrow. Let's check the truck real quick, see if it's available. It's locked. Do you have a lockpick now? Damn. Okay, well, we have one. What I'm basically doing is saving my lockpick. You can go up to 4 times before you break your pick. Got 49% fuel in it. Not the greatest shape, but it's decent, at least. Got a kerosene canister in it. I have to hotwire it. There's a fresh car filter in it. Okay. Want to play some service? I think he's a little bit too way. I think he's a little bit too far away. She can reach me almost, but I can't reach her. Place right here. I'm gonna take care of these guys next to us. Just say, yeah. I was wondering. Thought I heard somebody else. Yeah, 2 IDs on you, man. Got double life going on. There we go. Oh, it's raining. I don't see the blood pile from this guy here. All right, let's get back inside here. Let's see if we can get upstairs and lockpick our way into this room here. It says it's a simple lock. Only gonna do 3. There we go. Okay, there is a bed. It's not the greatest, though. I think I might be more comfortable sleeping on the couch, personally. Always have a trash can in your house. There was a Wolfram 17 in here. Okay, we're full. back downstairs and finish unloading. It's aviator's glass or dust mask. We'll use the dust mask. We only need one of those screwdrivers. As far as I remember, they don't share. Heavy pliers, basic. I don't think you need... I think once you have the heavy stuff, you don't need the other stuff. I want to say... I can't remember, though. Need my thermometer back. But that empties me out pretty much. Let's go to schematics. I'm going to just stuff these off into one of these cabinets up here. All right. Let's go back to cleaning up our bedroom here. Didn't mean to destroy the rogue. It's actually trying to destroy the other. So let me move this. Rottens are automatically in here, and then empty the trash. It makes it smell bad if you have stuff like that. There's other things that'll smell bad that we might need to destroy as well, but especially uh, that. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and put down my utility cabinet. Oh, right. I put up the wood scrap down here. Let me go down here. Put things up. Okay. So what I need now is my wood scraps that I probably put off in here. I'm going to dismantle and dismantle just to get some extra wood scraps. All right, so let's put down our utility cabinet. Build. Place. Okay. And then we throw in some wood scraps. We'll just split this stack. Huh. It doesn't need to do any base upkeep because we haven't built anything, basically. That's interesting. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll still block zombie spawns. And then one thing I wanted to do next is the door. Okay, we can't do the door. We need some metal brackets and nails, actually. Okay, so I think then the first thing we have to do is we have to make a station. We have to get the crafting stuff. So let's pin that on the hood so we know what we need to get. So we're missing some wood scrap, and I don't think I have any more wood deals to do it. I probably have nails in here somewhere, so we'll just hold on to the nails. So basically what I was going to do is I was going to cover up the doors that have the windows. Since this doesn't have a window, I wasn't going to worry about it. But that has a window. I can't... I don't think it's got a blind on it, does it? Do I? Yeah, it doesn't have a blind on it. I was wanting to cover it up so they couldn't see through. But I guess I just can't on that. And this is the last room we need to clean up in. It's the room we spawned in. I don't think we have detergent anyway. I mean, washing machines, so kind of useless for us there. All right. Well, we pretty much cleaned up the base. We have like a lot of room to build things. We don't have a really good bed, but we can steal one later. Get rid of my rotten stuff again. And then we'll go and unload down here as much as we can. There we go. I'm gonna drop off all the cooking stuff into here. Okay. That should be everything. We are a little peckish, but we'll eat in the morning. We're going to call the episode here. Take a peek out there. It's kind of daytime again, so I kind of just stayed up all night, so that's not going to help me out at all. That's the power of the cell phone. Yeah, it's done 6:13 in the morning. We need to get at least a little bit of sleep, so let's create a new spawn point, and we're going to call this our house for now. And we're going to sleep like about 5 hours. Get up. All right, so next episode, we'll start out by getting us some food, hydrating ourselves, and then we'll head out. I want to say we did find a jerry can. We found a jerry can at a house, but I think there was like a gas can or something here at this place down in the basement. So I'm going to check that real quick and we'll see. So, next episode, we'll do that. So I will see y'all next time. Hope y'all enjoyed. Vane, y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's part of the world.